So what are my feelings on stand your ground? It doesn't. First off, it doesn't reduce crime as the advocates and the experts say it will. It gives people um, a cover or a scapegoat, if you will, to claim self-defense. When in actuality, they maybe have another motive. Okay, and then just say, "Oh, that was self-defense," but they may have had a different motivation for why they acted the way they did, mainly based on preconceived notions and stereotypes and profiling. You walking down the street and you see a young black male in a hoodie or just dressed, with his pants sagging, that kind of thing. A lot of things run through your mind. They run through my mind. I may walk on the other side of the street. I put my guard up a little bit when I see these kids walking through the neighborhood here. I'm like, I'm locking the doors. I'm gonna be the first one to say it. But again, that's based on preconceived notions that we have about our young black males in general. Are they going to commit a crime? Are they going to do this? Versus if you see a young white male walking up the street, you may be thinking, oh, the first thing I'm thinking, he might be selling something. But, you're not thinking he's going to try and shoot me or he's going to try and rob me or he's going to try and break into my house. That's not necessarily the first thing you think of. Okay? I hope this is making sense. You see where I'm going. I'm trying to make my point here and provide this information for my friend who needs to write this paper. So that's one aspect of the stand your ground, is that with again a young black male walking past you, coming towards you, you get defensive immediately. In many cases, can't talk for everybody. It's talking for myself in things that you see based on what you see on television and reading the media and that kind of thing. But with a young white kid, first thing you may think of is, oh, where's he going to school? He looks like he's a businessman. You don't feel threatened by him as much. Okay. If you look in the United States, some statistics as far as I guess conviction rates or people who try to use the stand your ground defense in a court situation. Again, going back to what I was just talking about, in more cases, you have the attacker, who's the person that you see that you think is bringing harm to you, and then you have the persons trying to stand their ground. Okay, there are more cases of if the attacker is black, there are more cases where the stand your ground law has upheld, versus if the attacker is white. Okay, the stand your ground law hasn't have been successfully defended as much. One thing to note about the stand your ground laws is one of the main advocates of it is the NRA, because they believe in that Second Amendment, because that ties in. That Second Amendment says right to bear arms, right? NRA, number one, a main advocate, I'd say the number one advocate of the Second Amendment, supports stand your ground. And a lot of the politicians who were pushing to implement stand your ground as a law, a lot of them support the NRA, and the NRA is very well funded. Do you see the connection? Kay Hagan, attack ad by the NRA. Take a look at this.
You've seen their ads. You've heard their propaganda. Out-of-state gun control groups are all in for Kay Hagan because she helped Obama and Bloomberg push their extreme anti-gun agenda. Hagan voted for gun control, so liberal billionaires throw millions at her campaign. That's how it works. But we know better. And on November 4th, we'll defeat Kay Hagan. Because our freedom depends on it. The NRA Institute for Legislative Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
So that was the NRA with one of their attack ads against Kay Hagan. So them, along with Koch brothers, Karl Rove, and Crossroads GPS, funneled a lot of money into North Carolina to set up a whole bunch of attack ads against Kay Hagan.